Thank you guys so much for coming on the show and welcome to Hot Cocoa Podcast. Today we have some really exciting and fun and special guests. So today we have Eleonora and Andrew, who are a part of Everybody Surf. And if you guys haven't seen them before, I've been following their Instagram page for about 2-ish years now, and they are super inspiring. They do a load of different things, but the main thing that they focus on is spreading body positivity in the surfing community, which I am all for as a woman in the surfing community here in San Diego.
Grab your hot cocoa and enjoy the show. Hot Cocoa Podcast.
We are just going to jump right into it. So you guys, the first thing that I want to discuss is where you both are from and where you are currently located right now, because that is super fascinating because we are obviously on different time zones right now. So go ahead.
We are. I think you might be drinking your morning coffee and we are about to pour an evening glass of wine.
Yes, that is exactly right, for sure.
So we both in Italy. I'm from Cape Town, South Africa, and
I'm from Italy, Roma.
Beautiful. Yeah. And I'm just curious, how did you two meet? I have to know.
We met here in Italy thanks to surfing, actually. Thanks to surfing. Yeah, I was running a business in the restaurant industry and a beach club, and I wanted to add the surfing lessons. And a friend of mine told me that there was an incredible surf coach from South Africa, and I reached out.
There you go. And the rest was history, huh?
That's history.
Nice. Yeah. So what time is it for you guys right now?
5 o'clock?
It's just gone 5 o'clock.
Okay, yes. And it's 8:11 a.m. here. So like we just said, I'm fresh from the gym right now. I should be having my coffee, but yes. So
nice.
Very, very exciting. First international guest on the show. So thank you guys so much for coming.
Yeah, we're honored to be here. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. So I'm ready to just get right into it. So obviously I want to get into what you both do. You just mentioned surf coaching. So tell me a little bit more just about what you guys do in general.
So we run different type of surf experiences, from surf retreats or private surf trips, and then virtual surf experiences like online one-on-one coaching lessons. And that's for and Leo. And then for Everybody Can Surf, we are now launching a new surf experience that the original concept was a surf course that has now evolved into a membership with live lessons.
Yeah, one-on-one interaction. Super cool. We're super excited about the project, and we think it's going to be, exactly what we planned. We want to help people better prepare themselves before they go into the water. So that's pretty much, we've been, sorry, little fly. I've been coaching for 15 years, and Eleonora's been in the service industry for a long time, and putting those two parts of the equation together work really well. And so we just want to get the message to people about, obviously being in the water so much and going to the different places. We see so many different situations where people didn't have the right education, learning, put themselves into trouble, requested someone else to come and get them. So our whole foundation is about better preparing people before they go in the water, so they've already got the tools of how to keep themselves safe and awareness, and so that's kind of the idea behind our business. Whether it's surf retreats, whether it's one-on-one coaching, whether it's private, whether it's online, we always want to try and get that basis right,
Yeah. And why do you think that's so important? Because I feel like, especially since COVID, there's been a big amount of new surfers in the water, and obviously we want everyone to be safe. So why is it important to make sure that people have the right knowledge before they enter the water?
Okay, it's going to make it so easy to understand right now. When you went to go get your driver's license, all right, you first had to do a theory test, right? They didn't just give you the keys to the Maserati and say, off you go onto the Autobahn in Germany and go and drive 250 kilometers an hour. Why? Because you don't know where the gear stick is. You don't know what the rules of the road are.
Right.
And it's the same with the surfer. You don't give a new surfer a surfboard and say, go and paddle in a pipeline at 10 feet.
Right.
You know, so there is, and this is what a lot of people aren't realizing, how they can benefit from the online, and why actually doing it online takes away so many little bits of those insecurities. Because so many of us, I know when I'm learning something, I don't want to learn in front of someone that's better than me, or that's going to look at me and go, he sucks, so I would love to be able to do all my research quietly in the secret of my own home. So when I go into that new environment, I'm already feeling pretty confident. I know how to control my board. I know how to navigate the whitewater. I know how to keep my spatial awareness. Or I have been told and reminded that I need to look out for other people. And so to answer your question, if the government would give driver's licenses to people that just came into the office and said, hey, I've got a car, can I have a license? There would be absolute chaos on the roads. And so this is kind of like what we're doing is a preliminary learner's license for surfers. So they learn the rules, they learn how to keep themselves safe, for the main reason people don't get injured themselves or someone else because of loss of control. So the whole reason for this is just so everyone can have a lot more fun in the water, not having to look over their shoulder the whole time going, oh my goodness, is that board going to hit me? Are they going to ride over me? Am I going to hit that person? So yeah, it's just to set a good ground foundation for everyone, that everyone can just have more fun in the water.
Well, I think that's awesome, because I am a self-taught surfer, and I'm not even kidding. When I went out there, I had no idea what I was doing. So it would definitely be helpful to have some knowledge. So let's get into this like online coaching that you guys are doing, since it's super unique. I used to do surf lessons like 4 years ago at the beach, little kids and stuff like that. It was a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I'm sure I'm not up to your level, but
no, if the kids had a smile on their face, I'm pretty sure you're doing just as good a job as I was.
Thank you. But yeah, so I feel like online surf coaching is just like, I've never heard of it before, obviously, until you guys. So I'd love to just dive into that a little bit more and tell us about, the new upcoming coaching that you're doing.
So online surf coaching is relatively new. You spot on. You're correct by saying that. There are a few really good platforms out there where they offer some really good advice. And it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about being in the comfort of your own home, learning those little rules, learning those little mistakes, or learning about those little mistakes without having to actually go through them. That's the key about doing online, because a lot of people ask us, like, online surf coaching, don't I need to be in the water with my coach, holding my board, hair wet, wax on my wetsuit? Like, come on, yes, as an intermediate or as an advanced surfer, sure, the best progression is going to be in the water paddling. But again, I go back to the driver's license rule. If I don't know what I'm doing and I'm going into the water, I'm going to already feel so much more confident if I know how to hold my board, if I know what to do when a wave comes towards me, not to hold my board. I bet you know this. If you hold your board in front of you, what does the wave do? Exactly, it rearranges your face. Yep. All right. So, and we don't want to mess up the beauty that's going on. It's tough enough.
Yes.
So this whole online learning, it creates an atmosphere for people to feel safe and secure in their own home, or wherever they happen to have Wi-Fi or connection these days, and to be able to go through these little secret little tips that would take you weeks and weeks and weeks of accumulation of days in the water. It actually minuses that all. And I'm not saying this is a learn to surf quick course. It's not about, we're not saying, oh, we're going to cheat and we're going to fast track you and you're going to stand. It's not about that. It's about being able to be confident and comfortable in your own home, and being able to go through these little secrets of what I've developed and learned and gone through the trial and error on my side, so I can make it a lot easier for people to go in the water and already feel confident. Because we very much believe in inclusive surf coaching. So there's people out there that have got insecurities from all different walks of life, right? It doesn't matter what it is. We've all got insecurities.
Mhm.
And so if we can take some of those insecurities away by giving them the chance to learn something in their home, when they go out into an environment that normally would be intimidating for them,
Mhm.
they've already got that step above going, you know what? I know how to hold my board, man. I know how to get in the water. I'm cool. I deserve to be here. I belong here. I've got the right to be here. And
Yeah.
that's what we want with people. Not going, I don't belong here. I don't look like them. I'm not the same age as them. I don't look, I don't belong here. That's why they're looking at me. We don't want that. We want confident, happy people in the water going, you know what? I've checked out this little bit of information. And so that's kind of why we're so excited about this online and trying to push this, because it's really just about boosting people's confidence and saying, hey, you are allowed to be there. So it's I get a bit passionate about it.
Don't be.
I want everyone to be able to get in the water and try surfing, because it's super cool.
I love that. No, I absolutely can feel the passion for you, and that is so good. I like absolutely love that. So one thing that sparked me that what you're saying was confidence in the water. And obviously when you have more knowledge and confidence in the water, you're gonna have those little insecurities like, oh, I didn't pop up right, or the little things like that. So I'd love to just get into the space of like insecurities, and also like Everybody Surf, which is your guys' like Instagram page, and spreading body positivity and just the awareness and stuff like that. Let's just kind of get into that and how you guys started that Instagram page and started spreading awareness in that community.
Yeah, we started it in 2020, and I think it was at the beginning it was just an Instagram, everybody can surf, because Andrew was talking to me about how many people were reaching out and saying, I would love to learn to surf, but I think I need to lose weight first. Or I would love to learn to surf, but I don't even know if, a board can hold me, or if there is a wetsuit that's, good for me. And
some pretty sensitive
very
topics that people were quite, taken back by.
And also,
and that affected me. That really affected me, because I'm going to cut in just for a second, because I was working for a few surf schools. And so many times I had people come to me and there weren't boards, there weren't wetsuits, there wasn't equipment to offer people that were maybe slightly bigger than the biggest wetsuit that we had, but it was so embarrassing. It wasn't my business. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't have a wetsuit, or I don't have a board. And it was just, I just felt like, wow, why are we living in this world in this day and age? Why are we living in a world where people can't take part in sports because no one's producing equipment for them? And that started really getting under my skin. Like that really bothered me.
Yeah, that's how it began. That's what I wanted to say, the example of the school. And then also other people, like older people, reaching out and saying, hey, we've been told that we cannot use our knees to get up. And Andrew was like, no, of course you can. You can use your knee if that makes it better, easier. Not everyone needs to be a competitive surfer, or
not everyone wants to be a competitive surfer. It's like some people, on Instagram, we've made posts about getting and using your knees, and people say, oh, if you don't know how to pop up, you shouldn't use your knee. So what? You just shouldn't surf because you can't use your knees? Come on, man. It's like, so there
is a big association with surfing and being a pro surfer. Like people almost think if you are a surfer, you need to become a pro.
Yeah.
Like there is no middle.
It's like you either do it the best or you shouldn't be out there.
Yeah. And so that was the initial thought. And we created this Instagram account to share actually pictures of surfers from all over the world that were not that
didn't look like your stereotypical Instagram social media supermodel that's claiming to be a surfer.
Yes.
And then it evolved. We started to think about education and how, because we quickly identified that our principles in our surf coaching business were very inclusive. without even knowing about it. It was natural to us, but then we realized that this was actually the direction we wanted surfing, the industry to go. And so
where we wanted to make a difference. Like this is where we wanted to make a difference, because we saw a massive gap of like zero support, and that didn't sit well with me, to say, without getting into it, because I can get too passionate about this. But let's just say that didn't sit well with me, and I was like, no, hang on, this needs to change.
Yeah, and then we started creating some ideas around putting out a course, like education on inclusive surf coaching techniques. And it evolved up until last month, when we decided to offer a membership with live lessons, monthly live lessons, and a Q&A session every month, where people, surfers in a bigger body can join and, learn different options, learn about equipment,
how to use your body, regardless of big, small, tall, thin, yellow, pink, black, white, doesn't matter. Use the body you're in to your advantage, because there's advantages of every shape and everything. You can use it to your advantage if you just know how. And so, I've studied and worked with a lot of people, and I have physically taken notes and mentally taken notes on what has worked for different styles of bodies. I'm like a self-proclaimed surf coaching scientist, because I literally cut into everything and I dissect it, look into it from different angles, to really try and see how I can pass that information to the next person with the most amount of ease, so they understand it. And so when we designed this course, it was very specifically, or this membership that we're doing, very specifically designed of how to use the body you're in. It doesn't matter whether you X kilo, it doesn't matter. It's inclusive for you specifically. And I think that's kind of where we are with, with the membership and this, how it started, and the basis of that.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And you guys are so right about that middle ground. There's no middle ground in weight, just in general. I mean, that was such a big movement, especially when I started following you guys in 2020. It was like, you're either small or you're fat, and there's no like mid-size is what we call it now. And also the like fat and plus size girls like really aren't that. And I hate that those are stereotypes. And I absolutely am so inspired that you guys are trying to break that down, especially in the surfing community. And something that we were discussing last time was there's a lot of I don't want to say bias, but it's different between the men and the women in the surfing community. And then you tack on the weight in there too. And
you're tapping like, onto some very sensitive issues here.
I know I am, but it's so real.
But that's good. It's the truth. We need to get the truth out.
For sure. And for me, just like speaking on personal experience, so I am a size like 12. Getting a wetsuit is like near impossible, because they don't cut them the correct size. I'm now a 10, so I'm like in between that 10 to 12 range. But I would go to like our Rip Curl outlet up the street in San Clemente, and I would try stuff on and be like, it doesn't fit. Or like one wetsuit I got which fit my body, like the seam would be ripping, and I'm like, okay, they're not cutting these for like I'm a bigger girl, but I'm just like strong, I'm athletic. It has nothing to do with that. So it's very interesting, like that you say, like, there's not that much equipment. And I can't imagine being a surf coach and being like, having a student come up and be like, I want to do this. And you have to say, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't teach you. But yeah, just to get into like, I guess like men, women, like all of this controversy in surfing. I don't know if you guys have any like stories or anything that you wanted to touch on, just like in that realm or like that space. I don't know how the surfing is obviously out in Italy, but yeah, go ahead.
I've got to watch my P's and Q's
Yeah, I was
here.
gonna say.
All right, I'm just gonna say it like it is. Surfing was a very male dominant sport and a hell of a lot of ego around it. I won't go as far as to say it's changed.
Yeah.
But I would go as far as to say it's changing.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of women surfers in the water these days, I always say to Eleonora, whenever I see women surfing, I'm like, it's awesome. I love it. It's just because it used to be just guys and girls. Literally, I mean, when I was growing up in South Africa, it was the girls would be, on the beach in the, doing their thing, and the guys would be surfing.
Mm-hmm.
And for like, you see a girl paddle out, you're like, oh my God, like, what are you doing out here?
Yes.
And so now at least it's guys, if anything, it's actually pushed guys to surf harder because the girls are kicking ass, to be honest. The girls are kicking ass out there. They're making some of the guys look really silly. And I absolutely love it.
Isn't that true?
I love it. I
Yes.
absolutely love it. No, but unfortunately, it is like that. It is still quite dominant. Although, we travel a lot. We go to the Maldives a few times a year on surf coaching retreats. We're going to Costa Rica. We go to Spain. And whenever we're in the water there, I have to say the amount of female surfers in the water is growing.
It's huge.
Every single trip that we go.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a really, really good step in the right direction. I see, I won't mention brands because, it's sometimes controversial, but there are some big brands in the surf industry that are now offering equal prize money. They are, exactly, in the major competitions. And, it's about time. It's one thing, a sponsor offering you X amount because you get so much exposure. But if I'm in the same competition as that guy, why am I not earning the same amount of prize money as that guy? Like, I'm in the same competition,
right?
And so I think in that respect, there is definitely a strong movement towards equality and a much stronger female presence in the surfing world. I think it's moving in the right direction. It wasn't for many years, but I think they're doing a great job, and I welcome it. Woman for president, yes.
Yes, please. She better have a pink blazer on just like this.
That's it, exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. It makes me excited that you're excited that girls are in the water.
Absolutely.
Yes, there's been many times.
There's no ego. There's no
Yeah.
ego. If it was just women surfing, we'd have such a lot of fun.
So much fun. Yeah, I cannot tell you how many times I've paddled out with just my girls, and I'm like, wow, this is so fun. There's like 10 of us. We're all on longboards. Yeah, and we also don't go ahead.
No, like honestly, anytime we received whenever we go in trips and we received some difficulties, it was all from guys. Like the ego is just so much. Either this is about like people saying like you shouldn't be here, you're not at the right level, or just like don't be here, why are you're not fit enough to like, paddle back, or guys commenting, like, and girls are just enjoying. They're the ones clapping, and they're the ones like spreading the cool vibes, and the guys are there macho and chest flexing, and dude, seriously, inappropriate. I don't see the sponsors on the beach taking pictures of you, so shh, and go and surf over there.
Yeah, that's so funny. I can only imagine some of the stories that you guys have from like your retreats and stuff. But so let's get into that. I'd love to hear a little bit more just about your retreats and like what you guys offer with that.
So we offer as Eleonora was saying, quite a variety of different retreats. Our introductory retreat is what we call the empowered surf retreat. And that is, like its namesake, is that we try to empower people that have never surfed before, or maybe taken 1 or 2 lessons before, and they maybe had a bad experience, or they've just never surfed before. Maybe they had a bad experience with water before, as kids or something like that, or they just, they've always wanted to do it, but there's been some kind of hesitation. And this retreat is really orientated around supporting people with any kind of challenge that they're facing regarding getting onto the board, whatever it may be. And so it's not just like, hey, there's 8 boards, there's wetsuits going, and I'll push you into a couple of waves. It's really getting into the psyche of people and trying to help them overcome that challenge.
Yeah, even emotional
and emotional blocks that they might have. And really, like the namesake, we really try to empower people into what the ability they really have, because as many people know, well, like Nelson Mandela said, everything's impossible until you do it, and it's so true with surfing. Is like, you just got this block. You're like, I don't look like them, so I can't do it. And you'll be surprised at what people are able to achieve if you just try and change their mindset a little bit. And then when you see the smile on that person's face, that's what you want to do for the rest of your life. It's just, it's incredible. So that's the one, the Empowered Surf Retreat is the one. And then we have our Costa Rica experience. Speaks for itself. We travel all the way to Costa Rica, beautiful warm water. And it's kind of the step up from the Empowered, because you've got a really good transition option from whitewater waves to green waves in the same area, and really nice friendly conditions in Costa Rica. So this is a really great step up from anyone that's transitioning from the Empowered Surf Retreat to the Costa Rica experience. It's a really great little step up. And then from the Costa Rica experience, we take people to the Maldives on a beautiful boat or motor yacht. And we go and surf some tropical paradise, warm water, dolphins, turtles, rays swimming around you. It's the most ridiculous, life-changing experience. It's not even real. As the words are coming out of my mouth, I'm like, is that real? But yes, you do surf with dolphins, and you surf with turtles and manta rays, and it's just crazy. It's like surfing in a fish tank. So that's the Maldives.
And as per level, the Empowered Surf Retreat in Spain is for beginners, and then the one in Costa Rica it's in May. The one in Spain is in March, end of March, and then in Costa Rica is for intermediate, and then the Maldives is intermediate and above.
When is that one? Because I gotta go. That sounds awesome.
Well, I've looked at some of your videos, and you're super ready. You are like Maldives material.
Oh, thank you.
That's at the end of October, the last week of October.
Amazing. I might have to talk to you guys about it, because that sounds like a dream.
Let's put something together. Let's put it together. Let's make it happen.
It's almost sold out though already.
I think we've got like one cabin, two cabins left, which is fantastic. We're very grateful.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. And then obviously, like we've mentioned a bit, we've got the online course, the membership.
Coaching,
we've got private coaching, where we take people to their own destinations, depending on their level, their phone, and say, Andrew, this is who I am, this is my level. I do a little bit of photo analysis and see kind of what they represent in their surfing. I'll recommend a couple of spots, and then we'll travel to those spots. I've just come back from Fuerteventura with one of my clients. And then we also offer Zoom consultations as well. So we just try and help everyone wherever we can.
I absolutely love that. That makes me so happy that you guys are just spreading such positivity. And I haven't obviously met you guys in person, but I can just tell you're incredible, and what you're doing is just so exciting and amazing. So
thank you.
You said something earlier that I actually I don't even think I know what this is, but what is a green wave?
Okay, so that is an unbroken wave.
Okay.
So the terminology goes like, you'll call it, some people call duck diving. They'll call it, what do they call it? They call it, I've just forgotten, but it's like in Australia, you'll have terms for something. In America, in South Africa, you've got different terminology for different things. So a green wave is just like an unbroken wave.
Okay. Got it.
But it's not a strange question, because we had someone on Instagram saying, I don't know about you, but we have blue waves where we come from.
You're like, okay. And in my
I was
world,
like,
there's
yeah,
pink
okay,
waves.
sorry,
Yeah.
let's make it clear. A green wave is an unbroken wave.
That's funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Glad we cleared that up. That's
No,
hilarious.
good, please. No such thing as a silly question.
Yes. Oh, good. I ask a lot of silly questions these days.
No way. No way.
Good. Well, awesome, you guys. I'd love to just kind of like wrap it up there and just really say thank you for coming on and just thank you for what you're doing. Like I've said, I followed the page for so long, and just even the simple act of like posting and spreading body positivity within the surfing community is something that is just needs to grow and that I'd love to see grow, especially down here. So if we could get you guys out here sometime, please like let me know. Just I love the movement that you're spreading. So I guess my question to like wrap it up is, what advice would you give to people that want a positive change, whether it be in the female male space or body positivity space, just a change in surfing? What advice would you give to them, and honestly to me, that we can actively start doing today?
Don't let what you think other people are thinking about you stop you from what you're wanting to do.
That's beautiful.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it does. It's so much harder to do it, but when you hear it, you're like, that's good. Yes.
Don't let what you think other people are thinking stop you from what you want to do, because 9 times out of 10, people might be looking at you going, wow, they are so brave. I wish I had the courage. And excuse my French, our dumbasses are thinking, they're probably scrutinizing me and judging me right now. I suck. Look what I look like. Look what I'm doing. I've got no idea. But actually, they're looking at us going, damn, they're brave.
Yeah.
So that would be my message. Don't let what you think other people are thinking about you stop you from what you're wanting to do.
Love that. It's almost similar to one of my favorite quotes, which is, you never know the true impact you have on a person, and you never know what they're thinking about you. So you might as well just show up and be yourself and do your thing. So
that's it. Nice. I like that as well. Very cool. I might steal that one.
Yeah, please,
I'll do a fair exchange.
Perfect. Yes. Laura.
Cool.
Thank you, Colette. Thank you so much.
Do you have any advice at all before we wrap up at all? Love to hear your take.
Change. Well, I mean, be the change you want to see in people, right? Be the first one to show support, to cheer other people in the water. A smile always goes a long way.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love that. We need to smile more.
Attitude in the water. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that. Awesome. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll link your guys' social pages in the below section of this episode. So you guys go check them out. They're Everybody Surf. And then what's the main account that you guys have on Instagram?
It's Everybody Can Surf is the inclusivity page that we got. And then our main page is AndLeo. So it's ANDLEO__.
Perfect. You guys heard it here. Go check them out if you need surf coaching. I'm definitely going to go look at those surf retreats and try to see if I can sneak my way in there. But if you guys need anything at all, these are the people to go to. They know they're experts. They are amazing. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. We had such an incredible time. So hopefully we'll see you guys again.
Thanks.
Just before you close, we might be coming through to Oregon. There's a group. Right. There's a group of 200 women that are. Well, there's a group that's kind of It's a group that someone started, and they are wanting us to come out there and do kind of like a clinic for a week. And so
and the mom and daughters in California as well.
Yes, and the mom and daughters in California. So we might be in your neighborhood. So we'll stay in touch.
Yes.
And if we are, then we can maybe do a little, like a road show.
That sounds incredible. I would absolutely love to make that happen. Enjoy the show.